Oh, hello. It's Auteur Deluxe coming through with the consistency. Picked another movie. I'm going to review another movie. This week, we're going to do Angst by. I don't know who it's by. It's kind of a cult film about a serial killer. The guy who directed it, he only directed one other movie, and it's some documentary that's not really of note. But yeah, Angst, 1983, it's an Austrian film in German. It also translates to fear, and it's kind of a cult movie. I found out about it through Gaspar Noah, no, whatever, the guy that did Climax and I Stand Alone, Love, Into the Void, Irreversible. He did Irreversible, but yeah, that guy. He said this was one of his biggest influences. So yeah, as soon as he said that, I immediately went and saw this film. I think it was like 2014, 2015. I saw this. I had seen it, and then they played it in a theater that was kind of close to me, and I went and made the trip to go see it again. And this movie, the plot is basically, well, it's not much of a plot. You're basically just following a serial killer, but it's almost in real time, and it's I guess it's based on a real guy. The big strength in this movie is its visuals. Are its visuals? Are is its visuals. There are so many shots in this movie that just burn a hole in your mind. There's a shot where the main character has his back against a wall with a knife in his hand while he's stalking the girl that lives in the house. There's also a shot of him drowning somebody. There's a shot of when he swings his elbow to break into the house, to break the window, to break into the house. Yeah, there are a lot of really interesting shots in this movie. They use that snorri cam, that thing where it's like a chest-mounted camera, where like the background moves, but the person doesn't move. They use that in the movie Pi and Requiem for a Dream. Darren Aronofsky loves snor cam, whatever you want to call it. So the combination of that and just the way this movie is shot in general make it a visual feast. I think this movie is very interestingly shot, and that is its strength. The story itself, it's kind of run-of-the-mill, kind of a basic serial killer movie, but where it shines is this movie is basically in real time, or it's more or less in real time, and the first time I saw it, it is very anxiety-inducing, kind of like Uncut Gems or Good Time, Safdie Brothers movies, where you don't know what's going to happen next. Obviously, this is nothing like those movies, but you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what this guy's capable of. There's a dog that's on board, and you're really hoping he doesn't kill the dog. And spoiler alert, he doesn't kill the dog. But yeah, this movie is very, very visual, very interestingly shot. This is a movie you're going to want to screen cap and put all over Tumblr. The performances are pretty good. There's only really one main performance, the guy who plays K, the killer, and you're sold on him. He is gross. You're sold on the fact that he is doing these disgusting things and he's into it, and it almost feels like they're just filming a guy more than it's an actor performing. And that kind of realness, that kind of feeling where you don't really realize that it's an actor because you kind of buy into the story, you kind of buy into the premise, and just by way of him being so disgusting, you just buy it. That kind of reminds me of the movie Dog Bites Man. Dog Bites Man is another one. It's like a faux documentary about a serial killer, and at a certain point you buy in and you believe this guy is a serial killer. Yeah, I hadn't watched this in a while. The last time I watched it, I was very drunk. I don't drink anymore, so I wanted to watch it with a clean brain. And it dragged a little, even for only an hour and 20 minutes long. It did drag a little, but I think that was only because I knew what to expect. I knew what was going to happen, what was coming. But I'd say for fresh eyes, this is a very anxiety-inducing movie that is well worth a look. It's in the vein of Dog Bites Man, in the vein of The Golden Glove, which is another recent serial killer movie that also actually takes place in Germany. I guess Angst is in Austria, but whatever, over there. The Golden Glove is a really good movie by Faith Aiken. I highly suggest that movie. As far as portraying a serial killer just as a gross person, not as this person that's studied and this mind hunter thing where there's going to be a 10-part podcast on how brilliant he is. No, he's just a disgusting dude that kills people. And this movie is kind of cut from that same cloth. Although at the end they do kind of psychoanalyze him a little bit. So, yeah, I gave this about 3.5 stars. It's as good as I remember. A little less thrilling when you know the ending, but still, really good movie. Visually stunning. The snorri cam, whatever you want to call it, it does work in this movie. So, if you're interested, go look at it. It's on Canopy. Canopy with a K. That's a website where you can type in your library card information and watch movies for free. So, take advantage of that. So also take advantage of me on social media. Follow me on Letterboxd at Ween, and then Outro Deluxe on Instagram and also Twitter, and of course YouTube. So we'll see what I do next week. This is kind of a jumbled up, rushed video because I wanted to put something out. I don't know if you can tell, full disclosure. Let's do something a little more thought put into it next week. Follow me on Letterboxd